was just a little, like, 25-minute kind of deal, half-hour deal.
A bunch of...
And yeah, and then it turned out to be a bunch of them. They had one with The Spirit, which was like this this 70s kind of detective movie, which was really kind of cool.
Yeah, almost noir, but it wasn't black and white.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, it was 70s, so it had more of that the feel of it. It felt like you know when they make those like spoofs of like the 1970s like softcore porn action movies, you know, like that kind of that 70s
or whatever.
I don't know. I haven't seen that. But anyways,
it's really good. It's got Josh Hartnett.
You've seen it?
Eckhart. Yeah, it's great.
I'm thinking Black Swan. I haven't seen that either.
Dahlia.
Have I seen Black Dahlia? I'm like, you've seen that? Barely came out. You've already seen that?
No.
But it had a Jonah Hex one on there. It had what else? It had one more.
Green Arrow.
Oh, Green Arrow. Yeah, which I kind of thought that one was lame. So. It was like, the Superman one was amazing. I guess we're talking about this one first. The Superman and Captain Marvel one was amazing, and the only thing wrong with it was it ended. And I thought it was ending like Act 1. I'm like, how in the world are they going to like do this is so amazing, and how are they going to do the rest of it? And then it was over, and I was very upset. And then it went into The Spirit, which like I said, was kind of cool. Like, I'm not a huge, not Spirit, The Spectre. Spirit is,
it was a Spectre.
Yeah,
he was crazy. I've never seen him do stuff like that
Oh,
before.
you just probably haven't seen him. He's the spirit of vengeance, so he basically goes around and kills people.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole thing of manipulating the rock wall.
Well, he technically would be either an angel or a demon or whatever, so he would have, but, so that one had a very cool feel to it. The Green Arrow one I just thought was stupid and I didn't like, and I thought it was campy and just retarded, and the
character of the Green Arrow was campy and stupid, so...
Well, yeah. It just wasn't good. I didn't like it at all. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about why it sucks and give it time. But then the Jonah Hex was brutal.
That was brutal, yes.
It was insanely brutal.
Shooting people and...
Well, and it was even overly sexual. It was kind of awkward because I was watching it. It was you and Alton. Alton came up to visit, and you've kind of in my mind, you're not really my old youth student anymore. You're Jeff. You do Geek Church with me. You're the intern. You're kind of taking over a lot of the kids' church stuff. Well, Alton still kind of is one of my old youth students. So we're sitting there watching this. I'm like,
do I need a parent?
This is not the most appropriate thing I've ever watched. And there was nothing nudity or anything, but they really played up the whole Wild West thing. There was this let's just say, promiscuous girl, and she would lure men up to her room, and then she would kill. She had 2 henchmen to kill them. They take their stuff. She'd hide up, and it was just very
That was a very brutal death, I have to say, though.
For her?
Yeah.
Oh, she got what was coming to her, but it was just it was pretty violent. It was very strong sexual overtones, and I was watching it, I was all, this is much more graphic than the movie. And the movie was the movie rated R?
No, it was PG-13.
Well, this was definitely was rated R. I mean, well, maybe not.
If it was rated R, the only thing I could think of would be for violence.
No, you're right, because if it was rated R, there would have been nudity. They're not. They would have let it hit rated R and then not had nudity in it, especially with it being a Western theme.
And having Megan Fox.
No, I don't think she would have done nudity, but they would have had someone else being. Has she ever?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of the movies she's done except for
Transformers. Which she's not going to be in the third one. Yes. Anyways, let's talk about nudity. Yeah, but it's not better. It's not even an actress. It's a Victoria's Secrets model that's taking her place.
Yeah, but it's anything other than her is a...
I don't know. I don't hate her as much as everyone else does. I do not, by any means, think she's
I don't think
nearly
she's
as attractive as everyone else and all stuff. But I don't hate her. I mean, she does fine. She was good in Transformers 1 and 2. I don't know why everyone hates her for that.
Still, so I don't know.
Jennifer's body was retarded and horrible.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. But I don't know if I've seen what else. I don't know. Anyways, so enough about her. I think that's a staple. Every tech or any kind of show that covers media at all eventually has to have the conversation about what's her name, who we just talked about,
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. It just seems to be inevitable. So we've done it. We can get over it and not do it again. No, actually though, when I heard that she was going to be in Jonah Hex, I was kind of annoyed. I was like, seriously? Oh, she's playing.
Was really bad.
and she's playing like basically. I mean, this, obviously this is a little more mature of a show. She's playing a prostitute, and she's the love interest. Seriously, she's gonna be like a saloon girl. Great. Of course, they picked Megan Fox, as everyone thinks she's, and I know her part. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. It was a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It was a much smaller role. And then, of course, there were no scenes of her being, like, scandalous or anything that I remember. And if they were so short that I missed them. So, but overall, yeah, I really liked the movie, right? I know we've kind of gone full circle. We talked about the stuff, talked about Jonah Hex, now we're back to the movie.
How
But
are we on time?
I'm just doing, it's over 17 already, but I'm just figuring, we'll just cut it up, right? I said this is a random episode.
Okay.
So we're not having segments, so
Okay.
you can just cut them at 15 minutes, and then you can just cut to the next one. I warned them, it's going to be the most random episode we've ever done. We're going to talk about so many things depending on the time. We're going to basically just go for an hour. We may get to some of these comics, which is going to be like our new decoration for a while. So anytime we may just randomly grab something and start.
Yeah, thanks to Rob. I don't know if he's watching this or not.
Rob is in Robert?
Robert Martinez.
He just asked to be my friend.
Hooked me up with these.
It's kind of awkward because he dated one of my old ex-girlfriends. Not that I have new ex-girlfriends. I've been married for almost 6 years, but yeah. Anyway, so we may randomly grab one of these. I'm sure we'll have time. We're going to talk some about the Civil War, not the real, which could be confusing. Not the real Civil War, because this movie takes place right after the Civil War. We're going to talk about the Marvel Civil War, and then if we have time, we're going to talk about the end of the world. So not 2012, the one that happens like in a couple months, March something or whatnot. I hope it's not.
That'd be really embarrassing.
I hope it's after March 7th because I really want to do that comic convention. Okay, anyways, so if we have time, we'll get to
of
that.
all the reasons to suspend the end of the world,
We've got this convention, dude. We did that youth and music; it was awesome. But now we have to do an actual convention.
It's true.
So okay, here we go. I liked it. I'll just say, I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. It was really good. I've grown up watching westerns. My dad has it's to the point where no one in the family can even buy him westerns because it's like he probably has it twice. No, he'll watch them over and over and over, but he has them all. Like he's bought so many collections and packs and stuff. Like you can't even I was thinking about getting a western for Christmas, but my mom's like.
He already has it.
You know, they obviously don't make them the kind he does anymore. They still kind of make westerns, but my dad stops. Like, he doesn't watch any. He barely watches them in color because when he does, he's like, oh, it's in color. Oh, okay, whatever. I guess I'll watch. Like, he's like super,
old school
with them. Yeah, and he doesn't he likes like the Roy Rogers and like the Gene Autry, and he of course has a lot of John Wayne and stuff too, but he does when they hit the 70s, the spaghetti westerns. He doesn't like any of that. So he doesn't like the swearing and the sex and the violence and none of that kind of stuff from the spaghetti westerns that started in the 70s.
Type that would.
No. Well, he hadn't seen a movie he'd never seen a movie in his life until 101 Dalmatians, and he fell asleep during it. That was the first, not movie. I take it back. Theater. That's the first time he'd ever been to a movie theater.
Oh, okay.
And I was
live action.
any movie. No.
Or
the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
The cartoon. And so I was I remember it. I remember going to a movie. It was my 100th and something movie I'd been to, and it was my dad's first movie to theater, and I was like,
wow.
He fell asleep. How do you fall asleep on your very first movie to theater ever?
Well, that's a definitely fall asleepable movie.
Yeah, but I was a kid, so it was awesome because I was little. But yeah, I like to say my dad grew up in the early '60s, but I like to say that it was his family was very conservative and old school. So he grew up in the '60s, but it was growing up in the '50s. I've even seen home movies. There's not a lot, but they had some 8mm film when he was growing up, and it's 63, 64, 65 kind of period. But it looks like the 50s. His dad has the flat top, everything. His mom's dressed it's all there. Even on 50s tricycles. It literally looks like the 50s. I'm like, Dad, I didn't know you were born in the 50s. You were a kid in the 50s. I'm like, oh, I'm not. It's 65 or whatever. I'm like, you could have fooled me. I know the beginning of the 60s still there was some carryover, but they were raised very So anyways, he likes the older stuff. He doesn't like the newer stuff. But anyway, so I was raised on westerns a lot, especially junior high, high school. He really started getting into stuff. It was a tradition for me and him for a while. We would go to the Roy Rogers Film Festival every year. We went for 5 or 6 years. Maybe it was 3 or 4, and then Then my mom went 1 year, and then like after that, like she loved it because the first she's like, I don't want to go to that. That sounds horrible. So I'm like, I'll go road trip. I don't care. Sweet. I love movies. I love road trips. I love conventions. Cool. It'd be better if it was like sci-fi than Western, but whatever. So we went for years. She went 1 year. And I totally ruined it because she fell in love with it. And after then, like I never went again. It was always her and my dad. They went until they closed. I think he went for 7 years because I think they did it for 8 years before it shut down. I think he may have been to all of them. But anyways, way off the point. Yeah, I like Westerns. But yeah, I really did enjoy this. It was good. Of course, I liked the cast. They were really good actors. And I enjoyed the story. And I just overall enjoyed it. And I think that's really all I have to say about it, unless something you say makes me want to talk more.
I don't know. I definitely like the cast. Having Colonel Broyles being his weapon supplier, of Josh Brolin being the main character, and messed up face. I don't know. I definitely like this. How they sold, because you know how they try to do period films, and they put in things like the most recent thing I can think of is when they did National Treasure, and they had the thing they were climbing down or whatever into the treasure trove thing, and it's all built out of wood and everything from the 1700s, and yet there's round-headed nails.
Oh, so
tacked all through it.
Yeah.
That really messed it up for me.
I have to say real quick, sorry I got distracted, I'm looking through this and I go, because I'm like, oh, this is X-Men from when I was a kid, and so I'm looking through it and I saw this picture of Wolverine in here. There's several of them, but there's one, and even Psylocke, and I'm looking at him and I go, dude, Wolverine looks Asian. Look at all these.
Well, he is trained samurai.
Well, but that doesn't change. Here he really looks Asian. That doesn't change your facial features. I did karate for 4 years. I didn't start shrinking, and even she looks. I don't know if she is Japanese here or not yet. But so I'm like, man, he really. But then I go, wait a minute, is this Jim Lee? And oh yeah, Jim Lee. This is before he kind of got his current style. So it's when he first started, he was trying. All his guys looked Asian. And now he's just amazing. He's my favorite artist. Even back then, this is his starting, some of his earlier stuff. And it's still so good. It just was funny because all these characters, all the white characters, well, not all of them, but a lot of them look Asian. So I was like, this has to be Jim Lee. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, I digress. So that ruins it for you, huh? When they do blooper stuff like that?
Yeah, where it's just attention to detail.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that they definitely, I guess you could say, did their homework as far as this is concerned, although the Gatling guns on the side of the horse was a little over the top for me. I thought that was kind of stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, though.
Yeah, but, it was good. It was definitely, the redundancy, not a big fan of, and what I'm referring to is the fact that they have this big, 3-minute animatic type, where, what's his name? Jonah Hex goes and lists all these things he can do and how it's not natural. Goes into the story of the film, and he's talking to this dead guy, and he meant to talk about how what he does to people is unnatural.
You have to borrow these.